Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review of Dandadan Season 3. Season 2, Episode 3. And then overall, yeah, why do we do this? Why do I do this every time? Episode 15. Sorry. Season 2, but Episode 15. And this is now reaches to like basically the finale of the movie that I saw, but Episode 3 overall together. So, but episode 15. But that's why I said I saw the theater for the first three episodes. Once again, like I said, it's great seeing it on the big screen. But now getting with this, now after this, now I'll be looking forward to watching it now, not anticipating what's happening next now for the next one in episode 16. But now with this dealing now with Okrun battling with Evil Eye that's still possessing Gigi, and it was a last episode we say is more about Gigi, and like the first two episodes like where like Okarun and Momo were taken like put to the side a bit, and it was focusing more on Gigi. But here though it's more focused on them, all three of them together. But I love the action. I love the mixed with the animation, and I love the score. It's been a stellar of excellence for season 3. I mean, season 3 has been. Why am I keep saying season 3? Damn, why am I keeping saying that? Do that because I'm making myself look like an idiot. Season 2 has been a blast to watch so far. I really have, and which is I just love the animation, the soundtrack, and now the characters are shining. All three of them are shining, and so just Okarun fighting with Evil Eye, and it's the moment where Evil Eye possessing Gigi puts Okarun in this box. Like how mine would create an invisible box, right? But it's a box of like this energy of souls and make it smaller so that Okarun can't fight in it. But I just love the fact that he ends up breaking through that barrier because he just gives the Evil Eye. Well, he's hitting Gigi's body though, but he's just getting this is a beat down. It's like fast. It's a whole barrage of fast fists. Just whole like over 100 quick jabs at him, and his time he's counting to 20. The whole time he's been counting up to 20. He's like just beating him very fast, punch, 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 very fast. I'm like, this whole it's been nothing but stellar excellence of badassery from this cast, and this show in general. Just beating until he breaks through that barrier and just knocks the Evil Eye on his ass. But like I said, that's Gigi's body still though. And and Turbo Granny, she's just been complain. I mean, I like Turbo Granny as a character too, but she's just been just like complain, and then Okarun helping Momo get out of that hole that's why from which they came, which is way high up. Gets on this couch, and just he launches her up, and so she can use her psychic hands to as an extension to get herself out of there. And so, but then the whole place is collapsing because, well, first they tried to lead the Mongolian death worm, which was in Okarun's book, right? It's the Mongolian death worm. They want to lure it out into the sunlight because like how worms, if you leave out in the worms, they dry up in the sunlight, right? That's their plan was. So they want to lure the death worm out and outside, so when it's in the sunlight, it dries up. But the whole thing is collapsing. All three of them, like Gigi, Okarun, and Turbo are down there. And while Momo makes it out as the whole thing collapses, and the death worm is outside, and everybody is outside, like police and other pedestrians. And as the sun is about to go down, it has to die before it disappears over the horizon, which eventually it does. The death worm dies, and then which of course what I knew since I saw it beforehand before the series premiere, that crazy psychopathic family, they are still alive, even though despite that they got eaten, but they're still alive though. Like I said, I saw this beforehand, so people was like, "Oh, what? They're still alive?" Well, I knew because I saw the premiere beforehand in the theaters. So yeah, that crazy family's still alive. The elders, you could say, and the leader of the group, the old woman who was the leader of the group, ungrateful, is like, "Oh, how dare you save us? You know, we were sacrifices basically for the god." I'm like, "Wow, you ungrateful sob." And but because they say that no which the Momo still has to get them because they're still trapped in the rubble underneath the house. But all of a sudden, the volcano starts to erupt, and the lead elder, is like, "See what you look what you've done now." Although it's like, how is like this Mongolian death worm they say is a god connected to a volcano erupting? Maybe this is you say maybe this is one big coincidence, and since maybe it was a god. By killing it now the volcano starts to erupt though, but it's like, how is this worm connected with it? Yeah, they say in the legend, by sacrificing it calms the volcano, right? But it's like 200 years, they say, in the last 200 years. But so it's like how is this one thing that's like they say it doesn't look like a god, but just how is it connected to the volcano? But yeah, but it starts to erupt before it cuts to black. But regardless of all that, I mean, it's been so fun. I mean, just Okuro and Gigi just battling it out. Well, because he's possessed though. But now, like afterwards, right? Will Gigi be like like with Ira, who soul maintains the powers of acrobatic Silky? So will he be able to attain it, or is it gonna be like um or it's gonna be like pulling like a Hulk thing, like he has still has his own body, but maybe the evil eye he'll let the evil eye take over his body afterwards, because maybe they'll be able to work something out with the evil eye, or he'll just evil eye is destroyed mentally though, but or Gigi will retain the powers of evil eye itself though, like with Ira and acrobatic Silky, right? So but overall, though, it was a very fun episode once again. Just 10 out of 10 once again. I love the show. And if anybody says that this show is not better than the first season, I'm sorry. To me, I don't accept that, because this has been like people were negative on season 2 on Go Go Loser Ranger. I don't get it though. I'm sorry. But I'm sure people. I don't think people are not gonna feel the same way with season 2 of Dandadan, because people have loved the first season when it came out. So I don't think that's not gonna get the same treatment like season 2 of Go Go Loser Ranger did. I don't think so. I already love this season already just as much as the first season. Now it's too early for me to say is it already better than season 1. Too early for me to say that though, but now all that's said and done, now they have to deal with this volcano now. Or it's become like an anime. It's going to become like an anime version of Dante's Peak or Volcano. The 1997 film with Tommy Lee Jones. So it's gonna be like both a Volcano and Dante's Peak. So I wait to see this. I wait to see this. So now I can watch the rest of the series, not knowing what's happening next now. But now we know have to deal with the volcano now, because this story arc for the beginning of the series has been very funny now. So I'm really loving the show. So, and episode 15 has been great. Loved it. So, but thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you next time. Later.